Today we're gonna do an upgrade, and I'm gonna call this one P1P Pro. They do make a kit that you can use to swap over your P1P into a P1S. It comes with a brand new front plate that even changes the name on it to P1S. We're not quite doing that today, and we'll dive in and take a look at that kit in just a few minutes. So if you're interested in doing the P1P to P1S swap over, you can see kind of what that kit entails. What we're gonna do today is printing out some side plates and basically enclosing our P1P with a few caveats. The top won't be enclosed. We're not gonna have a door on it for the time being, and there's spots around the back that are still gonna be open. But the sides will be completely enclosed, and what we're printing out now is just some panels to go right over here. Because the design we're using is called armored plate, and it's got a little window opening that you can put plexiglass in. I'm opting not to do that. I'm just gonna do these little panels here that we're gonna super glue together and super glue onto the frame. So it'll give us a nice blacked out look, kind of make the P1P look a little bit sleeker and hide a lot of this open frame design that you see on it right now. So before we can actually do this whole assembly process, I do need to wait for the P1P and the P2S to finish up printing some of these little side panel parts. That way we can get everything assembled together. In the meantime though, I'm gonna take you over to the bench. We're gonna take a look at what we've already printed out from this design, and then we'll take a look onto the computer so we can see some of the other designs that are available if you decide you wanna print them out and enclose your P1P. So what we've got here is the left side of the enclosure kit and the right side. These parts print out on 2 build plates. It takes about 18 hours for the right side to print out, and about 17 hours for the left side to print out. In total, it uses about 700 grams of filament, and I just went with a Bambu PLA Basic in black for mine. The sides are not interchangeable for one reason, and that is the back of the machine has this part at the top to kind of wrap around the back a little bit more, whereas the front looks like this, so it is flipped, reversed on the right side. So make sure you keep these organized. Essentially, build plate number 1 is gonna be your right side, and build plate number 2 is your left side. Now you can see here, this is the opening that I was talking about. It's about 11.5 inches by 9 inches. So we're printing 2 parts out to make up for 1 opening there. Since the P2S and the P1P can only do about 10 inches at a time, we're good on height here, but spanning that entire 11.5 inch area is going to be too big for the P2S or the P1P. So printing them out in 2 parts, going to super glue them together so it's sealed at the middle there, and then we'll super glue it onto the back side of this frame. What's cool about this kit is you can choose any color you want. You can do PETG, ABS, ASA. I just chose PLA Basic because it's fairly inexpensive. I've got a couple spools of it, and I don't really see a need to go with anything more than PLA in this case. The way that it assembles together is pretty straightforward. It's got little pegs in the bottom half and then an opening female slot in the top half. And those just kind of slot together. You can super glue them, which we'll get to in just a minute. Both sides are exactly the same, so they just slot into each other. Then you have this connector piece that connects both sides together. It's got little slots in there to make it super easy, and you can't really screw it up because the slots only slot in one direction. It's offset from the center. That way you know which direction it needs to go. Now I'll show it to you on one half, just the right side here. The left side again is exactly the same, except this part on the left side is flipped over onto this side. So keep that in mind. You wanna keep your parts organized, that out of the way, and we'll start with gluing up these joints here. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, just a little bit of glue in there and slot it together. As for connecting these 2 parts together, I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue on this lip here and a little bit inside of that joint. Everything should hold itself in place. Get a little bit on the back side of the joint there. And for this, I am going to hit it with a little bit of activator. All right, and we'll do the same exact thing on this side. All right, so we've got one half assembled together, a little bit of glue squeeze out. That's all right. It's not really gonna be seen. It's gonna be on the right side of the machine. I'm not super concerned about that. Gonna go ahead and get the other side assembled together. Once those prints are finished up on both of those full-size machines, we can go ahead and get those panels installed. All right, so that doesn't look half bad. Like I said, this might be a little bit smoother if you do it on the machine versus trying to attach everything together here. Again, it's going to be on the side of the machine. So all we're really going to see from the front is this portion here. So we've got one half done. Our left side, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the right side to get this front panel on there. That way everything is ready to go when those printers finish up. While we wait for the printers to finish up doing their thing so we can get these panels actually installed, let's hop over to the computer, take a look at some of the different design options they have for these printable enclosures, and then we can take a look at the official P1P to P1S conversion kit so you can decide which one is the best fit for you. On the Bambu Lab wiki, the P1P mod plate customization, this is linked down in the description below if you want to go check it out for yourself. So they've got a few different options under the pixel mod plate. You can see they've got this cool design. You can choose your colors, kind of design it to look exactly how you want. We could have used this to do the Mountain Maker logo or pretty much anything you can think of. This one, very similar design, except it's in squares. So you can just download the mod plate and get it set up on your printer of choice to print out. This is the one we went with, the Armor mod plate. You can see there they've got some plexiglass or acrylic, and they chose to print it out in gray. I think that looks pretty sleek, but I think the black looks pretty good too since the machine is black, and we're gonna fully seal this up with our little black pieces that we've got printing out now. Essentially all it is a 0.6 millimeter thick cube that is 242 millimeters tall and 150 millimeters wide. We're just gonna butt it up right at the seam there with a little bit of super glue, and then we can apply some super glue around the edges to put it inside of our mod plate to cover this opening up. But you can see the different color options you could choose: earth brown, red hot, lake blue. They've also got one that's a pegboard, which is super cool. So you can still have that kind of enclosure there, but you've got the ability to hang all of your tools for your 3D printer on the side of it. And then this one they call the Artistry mod plate, which is the Bambu Lab logo there. I think that one would look really cool in black as well. They've also got this one that's a little bit more of a, I guess, an artist design, which fits. And they've also got the P1P frame. So we could open up that step file inside of Bambu Studio, and they've basically got the P1P, the P1S, and you could even come in here and design your own mod plates if you wanted to do it that way. Even have a little AMS model there too. We're not going to do that because we've obviously already got our design printed out, but these are just the options that Bambu Lab has for the mod plates on their website. Again, this page is linked down in the description below if you want to go check some of these out for yourself. Aside from the P1P mod plate customization, you also have the ability to just buy a P1P enclosure kit, which comes with the front glass door, the top cover, front door mounting kit, a brand new front cover to change your P1P to the P1S, and it's also got your rear panel, left panel, and right panel. Plus, it's got your enclosure exhaust fan, some of the additional stuff you might need, and that is on sale right now for $149 in the US. So this essentially turns your P1P into a P1S. The only thing that doesn't change is on the board, it's still recognized as a P1P, and they do cover that right here. The printer definition will remain the same. It is not possible to change the printer from P1P to P1S, but everything else about the machine basically says, hey, this is now a P1S. If you've already got the P1P, it is a good option. PCBWay offers a number of different services from CNC machining, laser cutting, PCB manufacturing, and of course, 3D printing. Right now, PCBWay is in the middle of their 8th design contest. This year's themes are electronics, mechanical, and AIoT. If you're in those fields and you want to participate in PCBWay's 8th design contest, links are down in the description below for their official rules and timelines. This year's first place winner takes home $1,500 in cash, so you don't want to miss out on this one. Projects need to be submitted by January 31st of 2026 to be eligible to win. Again, links down in the description below. Huge thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the P1P. So because the process is slightly different on every mod that you're gonna go and install, I'm not gonna show the entire process, but just know they do have some pretty good instructions on the Bambu Lab wiki. Basically, you need to remove these screws in the back of the machine, and they've got them all highlighted in green on the instructions. So we're just gonna go ahead here and remove all of the screws that they have listed on the wiki page. We can install our panels and then the screws will go back in. And they should all be the exact same size, except for the two that hold the spool PTFE adapter. Before we can install the side panel, we do need to get these pieces installed. So what I've gone ahead and done is tacked them together with some CA glue. And then I've printed out these little connector pieces that are just gonna lay on top of it here. to connect the two halves together. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just need to make sure there's glue on both sides. I'm gonna spray this with activator and just lay our connector piece on top. So I'm not gonna pretend like this is my best work of art here. The activator did discolor the side by a little bit, but in my opinion, it looks better than it did open framed anyway. Gonna get the other side done, get the screws put in here, and we can take a look at how this thing actually looks when it's enclosed. Okay, so like I said, not the finest piece of art you'll ever see me do, but I think it looks better with this on it than it did without it on it. Again, there's a couple areas that if I was to do this over again, I might do the plexiglass on the outside of this instead of the printed parts, only because you do see that seam in the middle. And as far as these go, I might install them separately instead of trying to glue this portion up together. They do make it so you can install it separately. They don't require you to glue anything together. I just kind of went about it that way so everything would slot in one piece. But again, from the front and at a slight angle, I think it looks better. You're not gonna see it from the left or the right side when it's sitting on the bench anyway, so I'm not super concerned with that, but there definitely would be things that I would redo if I was to do this over again. And of course, addressing the elephant in the room, there's obviously no top panel, there's no glass door, and there is still an opening throughout the back there. This was more for looks for me than it was for actually enclosing the machine. There are areas where you can attach screws so we can put hinges in there and actually have a door if we wanted it. We could also print something for the top or just buy the actual glass top for it. Visual appearance from the front was kind of more along the lines of what I was going for with this one, just to kind of hide that open frame design and keep any drafts from blowing left to right, I guess. As far as the AMS system goes, I am gonna have to print out some more of these riser blocks because the one that I printed out before has a little lip in it that's supposed to wrap around the inner frame of the P1P. Of course, since we added some thickness to it, that no longer works. So I am gonna have to find one that I can print out that doesn't have that and it just kind of rests on top. But aside from that, you can see it kind of matches the aesthetic a little bit more like the P2S, of course, in the black color instead of the matte gray. But overall, aside from a few changes, like maybe not gluing everything together beforehand and just kind of installing it piece by piece, I'm happy with how this came out. I am gonna get some new ones of these printed out so I can raise the AMS up again. This was my goal for today, getting this thing semi-enclosed, again, at least to prevent dust and debris and air from going left to right through here, and to give it a little bit more visually appealing than just seeing the open frame that we normally see with the P1P. Don't forget to check out today's sponsor, PCBWay, link down in the description below. Again, their 8th design contest is underway, and you have until January to be a part of that for a chance to win up to $1,500 in cash.